We hear a lot about our national debt, but what does it all mean? America's record-breaking $12 trillion national debt is expected to nearly double in the next 10 years, putting pressures on our economy and our government. One man has made it his mission to educate Americans about the potential consequences of America's addiction to borrowing.
I think that what really does happen at the worst is a highly inflationary economy, and that is where interest rates and personal debt is going to be something that most people will not be able to handle.
When it comes to this complicated and often dry subject, Rick Berman has used his trademark creativity and his firm's unique brand of advocacy work to make the national debt a hot-button issue among voters. Berman's Defeat the Debt campaign has struck a chord with citizens and elected officials.
Mr. Speaker, recent numbers from the White House Office of Management Budget featured in the ad behind me predicts a federal deficit of $9 trillion over the next decade. Do we really think America is unsinkable? I urge you to visit defeatthedebt.com and learn more about exactly how serious the mounting debt and deficits are to every American.
You know, one of the things that we've done to get people to pay attention is we've had something like 15 Uncle Sams.
Sir, do you have extra trillion on you?
15 people dressed up in tattered Uncle Sam outfits on street corners with hand-lettered signs saying, "Please loan me $12 trillion.
I pledge allegiance to America's debt and to the Chinese government that lends us money and to the interest for which we pay, compoundable with higher taxes and lower pay until the day we die."
American taxpayers owe more than $500 million in interest payments every day to cover our government's debt. Much of that debt is owed to foreign governments. Go to defeatthedebt.com.
Debt stinks.
Think of it this way. 1 million seconds takes about 12 days to elapse. 1 trillion seconds takes over 31,000 years.
These problems are not perceived to be personal problems. Until you can capture somebody to see what the problem is, drive them to a website, get them to understand short-term personal consequences, get them to be fearful or angry over these consequences. Until you do that, you haven't really done anything except talk out to the air, but no one's really listening.
Rick's campaign of Defeat the Debt has really I think it's been the most clear way to let the American people know how serious this is. That ad with the young kids in the classroom, I mean, I could see my grandkids in that ad. I mean, what they said, a way that probably did more to kind of change the thinking, and I think we need more of that around the country. We don't need pie charts and intellectuals to sit around. We need people to show what does this mean for the country.
Whether he's having a dozen actors dressed as destitute Uncle Sams take over a metropolitan area for a day, running 3-story billboards in Times Square, debating live on national news programs, or making headlines across the country, Berman's messages get heard.
For more information, go to defeatthedebt.com.